Hello and welcome. Thank you for choosing to join me for the end of the chicken dinner and other fundraising strategies for churches. I have the benefit of taping this series in the historic Mount Zion United Methodist Church here in Marietta, Georgia. Now, I'm truly excited about this talk today because this is an opportunity for me to share with you ways that the church can grow their culture and grow their strategies beyond the chicken dinner. We'll talk about why the chicken dinner doesn't work. And for those of you that are sitting back in hesitation, having to think of another way to raise money, I'm going to give you some real case studies and great examples of other churches who are raising thousands of dollars by implementing the strategies that I'm going to present to you. Now, during this talk, we'll talk about why you can't tax your congregation for one more penny. We'll also talk about some unique advantages that the church has to be able to introduce and attract funding like grants and other earned income that you may not be exploring. And finally, we will talk about how the chicken dinner lessens your impact in the community. Now, stay tuned and let's get started. I always work with churches and individuals to help you raise your first 2,000. Because if you can raise 2,000, you can raise 20. We had the same concept. We call it wine and cosign. Now, we probably can't do the wine at church, but it worked for the sorority group. But all we did was I had a friend of mine who had a coffee shop downtown. I asked him what would he charge us to use the coffee shop for the night. He said, nothing if you bring customers in my coffee shop, which makes sense. So we brought about 20 women in, called the wine and cosign. We did spend about $30 on wine, got a box of wine, and he sold off of his bar all of his goodies, his sweets and all that good stuff. That's where he made his money. We asked every woman that came to bring a gently used designer bag, which, by the way, every woman you know owns. Whether it be Coach or Louis or whatever, every woman has some designer bag that they talk their husband, friend, or themselves into buying. And they don't even use it anymore. So we asked each of the women to bring a bag. In that case, we asked for bags and shoes, had to be designer, gently used. So all the women, we didn't charge them a dime. They came in with 3 boxes here and 2 purses here. And girl, I had this stuff for 20 years. Well, I had this stuff for 5, girl. I don't wear these shoes anymore. I'll tell my husband. So they brought them all there. That was their cost for entry. When they got there, we lined all the stuff up on a table. And other women like me walking around like, are you kidding me? You don't use this Louis Vuitton bag anymore? Girl, can I get it? And what we had done is we priced each of the items for a silent auction, one stream of income. So with the women there that night were, oh my God, this is a brand new Louis bag. I'll give you $200 because it costs $1,200. I'll give you $200 for that. Oh, a pair of these cute, 9 West shoes, I'll give you $20 for that. So they sold items that night, just from among each other, right? One source of income. But guess where we made the real money? When everybody left that night, we went through with a regular digital camera, took a picture of each of those things that did not sell, because there were only 20 of us there. That regular camera took a picture of each of the items that didn't sell. And the next day, I sent all the goods and the pictures to a friend of mine that had an online store that she called Charity Boutique. And guess what she did? She listed all of those items on eBay under her little store as luxury used items and sold each of them to people that we never met. That's the power of the internet. And that, in fact, is the best illustration of taking a little idea and raising $2,000 in one night, an additional $5,000 afterward, just by asking people to bring something and do something that they already did. So the point of this story and the point of these illustrations is the chicken dinner has brought us to a place of being able to fund small projects inside the church. But the reason why I'm suggesting we bring an end to the chicken dinner is because it's a limited state of mind that is keeping us closed to all of the opportunities that we have outside of the church to have a greater impact. And the way that we can do that is just by physically stopping and thinking of what resource we have internal that would benefit people externally. Now that we have all this great information, your question's probably like, Quinetha, how am I going to get this done? Well, let me tell you how I can help. The first thing that I want you to do today is go to my website, theqbrand.com. Now, what you'll find there are some unique opportunities for you to launch your program and fundraising strategy right now. There are three main things that you're going to find there. First, you'll be able to sign up for my one-on-one coaching, where I'll come in and help you and your team to build the strategy and the action steps to get it done. Secondly, you'll have access to an all-access library of all of my how-to videos, everything from how to set up a separate 501c3 to how to create a partnership campaign that garners more grant funding for your church. And third, you'll also have access to free toolkits that I have specifically catered to churches and religious leaders. It'll help guide you through the process before we get started with coaching. So don't put it off one more day. Taking great use and advantage of my website, theqbrand.com, will allow you the opportunity to launch and grow your ministry beyond the chicken dinner. See you soon.